Don't miss CCGCastle.com, best place for Pokemon trading card game. You can find singles for standard, legacy, or expanded format, sealed products like booster box, teams, team decks. With TCG Center 5 code, you will get 5% discount on your purchase. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more. Hello and welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. Today we have another German National Championship deck, and this time is the second place deck from Fatih Akdemir, who basically lost in the finals to Seismitoad Waterbox. If you watch this final, it was definitely an interesting matchup. So he lost to Christofalantis Amantidis. I think it was 2-0 or 2-1, something like that. I can't remember. But basically, he played the Trevenant break deck, as you can see in front of you, but this Trevenant break deck didn't have the Nervous Seed Trevenant, only 4 copies of Forest Curse, so basically he was not able to increase that 1 energy cost on an opponent, Seismitoad EX, Grenade Hammer, and a Quaking Punch, and in my opinion, if he had that 1 Trevenant, it would probably be, I would say, bigger chance to beat it because his opponent didn't play any double colors energy, just straight water energies and 4 copies of Ravsi, so it was definitely interesting matchup. So basically Trevenant with the Forest Curse, no need to talk too much about it. I mean, 3 Slam, 60 and 20 to 2 of your opponent's Pokemons, and basically prevent your opponent from playing item cards with Forest Curse. So basically pretty much standard list with 4 Phantom, 4 Trevenant, and 3 Trevenant Break with the Silent Fear. Following that with the 3 Shaymin EX for the setup. From item cards, he played 1 Battle Compressor, so basically you're able to discard cards up to 3 from your deck into your discard pile. So basically with the Battle Compressor, if you can start with it. On your turn 1, you can actually discard supporter card like Wally and go with the Versus Seeker into Wally in case you don't have Wally, for example. But also some other cards like removals, Zero Seek and Team Flare Grunt, maybe even Lysander, depend on the situation. 2 copies of Level Ball, 1 copy of Secret Dash, shuffle 5 Pokemon from a discard pile back into your deck. Also 1 copy of Super Road, shuffle 3 in any combination Pokemon basic energies. So also 4 copies of Trainer's Mail. With Trainer's Mail you can reveal 4 cards and grab a trainer card you find there, expect for a Trainer's Mail. 4 copies of Ultra Ball. 4 Versus Seekers, of course. 2 copies of Judge, very interesting. If you can set up on your turn 1, you can basically judge down your opponent to 4 cards, a very strong card. 1 copy of Lysander, 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, 1 Team Flare Grunt as that energy removal. 3 copies of Wally, so you can actually go from Phantom to Trevenant or from Trevenant to Trevenant Break in just 1 single turn. A copy of Xerosic, which allows you to discard special energy or tool. 4 copies of Dimension Volley, of course. 4 copies of Bursting Balloon, definitely strong card. I mean, your opponent's getting 6 damage counters from attack of the Bursting Balloon. Copy of Floatstone, just in case you need to retreat with someone. And 8 Psychic Energies, no mystery energies, so just a pure 8 Psychic Energies. So pretty much interesting deck list. I would call it some standard version of the Trevenant. So basically, if you're looking for any of these cards, you can visit CCGCastle.com. I provide you the link in the video description. And with TCG Center 5 code, you can also get 5% discount on your purchase. So keep that in mind. And basically, yeah. So since anytime when I made deck list for the winner deck or something like that, either way, states, national, regionals, I also made one gameplay. So let's go to test this deck so you can actually see how it will work. Alright, so let's call the tails and let's see if we can go first. So probably not, so my opponent won the coin flip. And I'm going second, which is actually not that bad because I can just use Ascension and evolve into my Trevenant. I can also have turn 1 like 2 Trevenants in play with the Wally. So actually, I probably wouldn't miss anything right here. Keep in mind that players start to play ends and stuff like that online, so yeah, maybe my opponent will play or cards like that. So on the other side, Articuno with 3 edge and chilling side. Also some kind of the Slowking deck with energy removal from one Pokemon to your other. Definitely interesting deck. And I see that Altaria EX and also 2 copies of Reggie. So I would assume that my opponent runs something like Rough Seas, at least 2 or 3 copies, so he can scrap that damage. And there's a Slowking. The question is... Oh, so it's my turn. Let's go with the Trainer's Mail. Let's see what I can find on the top 4 cards. Well, Dimension Wally pretty much looks like I don't need this card for now. I'm just looking to play Dimension Wally and my Shaming for extra 2 cards, and after that I just need to play my Sycamore. Going with the Sycamore or just with the Wally? Well, I'm looking for some energy cards, so let's go with Professor Sycamore. I'm losing 2 Versus Seekers. I guess not the end of the world, but it is how it is. So let's go with Floatstone to Shaming and Phantom with Ascension. So I'm going into my Trevenant. From now on, my opponent cannot play any item cards, but he can use that ability, Royal Flash. Once during his turn, he can flip a coin, and if he gets heads, he can move 1 energy from my active Pokemon to one of my banished Pokemon. So probably that Shaming should probably get that energy if that heads happened, but it didn't. And right here we see Rough Seas. Rough Seas, very powerful card, and there is a Trainer's Trevenant and a Trainer's Mail. Can I find the Ultra Ball? I think I can grab Bursting Balloon, but probably I'm not looking to play it. So let's go with Energy. And Professor Sycamore for the fresh hand of 7, looking for Trevenant Break. I was not able to find Trevenant Break, but at least there's a Dimension Wally, so I can hit for 60. And spread 20 to 2 of his banished Pokemon. So let's go with Slowking and Slowpoke, because that Slowking is actually the biggest threat, since he can remove energies from one to my other Pokemon. And there is heads on the Royal Flash, so probably Shaming gets that energy, but I guess it's not that bad, since I can always use my Sky Return and put that energy into my hand. So he just passes the turn. I'm thinking something like maybe Lysander, so I can knock out that Slowking from his bench. If I can find energy with my Pedal Compressor. Alright, so I'm looking to discard those Bursting Balloons and maybe even 1 more Wally. Alright, and let's go with the Shaming, set up for 3. I need only 1 energy, so I can knock out that Slowpoke. And I actually managed to find one. So let's see what's Trainer's Mail. Trainer's Mail for the Versus Seeker, I can get that for the next turn. And yeah, again I have 3 Slab, so Articuno and Slowking. And on my next turn I can actually play again that Lysander with the Versus Seeker for a knockout on the Slowking. If that happens, I'm in a pretty good position. So there is 1 double colorless energy on that Regice. And let's see if my opponent is going to play Royal Flash. Yes, there it is. So it's a head, so probably 1 more energy to another Shaming, in my opinion, as it is. At least I can get rid of that Slowking next turn with my Versus Seeker for the Lysander. And again, I can spread 20 damage, probably on that Regice with the energy, and probably again on that Articuno. So my turn again. Still no sign of the Trevenant Break for me. But my opponent actually is still in the good position, so let's spread 20 damage down to the Articuno and a Regis. I still need to grab like 4 prizes, and he can grab like 3 prizes with a single shot of that 3-edge Articuno. He can flip like three heads on it. And there is a Regis, so if he had 1 energy, he can try to paralyze me, or even go with the Resistance Blizzard for 70. There is a Birch Observation, and he got that Tails, so can draw only 4 extra cards. And actually, he didn't find a energy card. So let's try to play one more game, since this was actually pretty fast gameplay. Alright, so let's call the heads. And I actually won the coin flip, so I can go first. I can item lock my opponent on my turn 1. I start with the Trevenant, but no Phantom. Actually, that would be a pretty good hand. I have Wally in my hand, so if it was a Phantom, I could just attach 1 energy on it and play Wally. Maybe even try to go with my Bursting Balloon, so 2 times in a row, no basic. Let's try one more time. Again, no basic Pokemon, so that's the online. Wow, so 4 mulligans for my opponent. And finally, I managed to find a Shaymin EX. Alright, so let's try to see what my opponent play on the other side. There is actually Genesect. Alright, there is actually a good chance if I can hit Ultra Ball, then I can go for the Trevenant on my turn 1. So I will just go with my Battle Compressor. I can go for like 1 Wally and maybe 1 Team Flare Grunt. I guess I'm forced to do something like this. I mean, I can risk and go for another Shaymin, or just straight away grab that Phantom, but let's take a risk with the Shaymin. Since we are not playing in finals, we are just testing online. And another Ultra Ball. So I guess right now it's a time to grab that Phantom and evolve into Trevenant with my Versus Seeker. For that Wally, I promote Trevenant in the front so I can actually prevent my opponent from playing item cards on my turn 1. Next turn I can judge him down to 4. And hope from there that I can find 1 energy and Dimension Wally with my judge so I can actually spread some damage with my Trevenant break. So let's see. There is 1 Metal Energy onto Banshee Genesect, so he cannot play item cards. It's my turn. And there is Trevenant break, and I'm going to judge my huge opponent hand down to 4 cards. And luckily I found that energy card, so this is pretty good. Definitely very good. But I cannot use Tree Slam for now, so I'm going to play that Super Road and put Trevenant and energy back into my deck. And I'm just going to pass for now, so next turn I can go with my Professor Sycamore with the Versus Seeker, and I can get a full 7 cards. I can also start to play that Tree Slam. And actually, we managed to lock out our opponent, and he just gave us a victory. So yeah, pretty much, once again, that was a Fate Akdemir. Second place deck from the German National Championship. I hope you guys enjoy watching it, so if you enjoy watching it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more future videos. And yeah, pretty much let me know what you think about this deck version of his Trevenant break. Definitely very powerful item lock deck, so it's hard to play these days against item lock, in my opinion, in the standard format. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching. Till the next time, have a nice day, see you in the next video, and goodbye.